Ladies and gentlemen, it's all kicking off massively in the Emerald Isles. I'm sure you've heard everyone talking about it for the last few days. I only took 10 days off and the entire world fell apart. As usual, we were winning easy in Afghanistan until I left, and then it all went downhill from there. So I'll quickly talk about that, but I'm going to open with this story here because Sky News deleted it for some reason. Yeah. Had thousands of retweets and it got 13 on my page and Sky News deleted it. Do you want to know why? I'm sure you can guess why. I'll give you a clue. There was a violent, vicious surprise sex incident by numerous men in Epsom. And when all the people started pointing out, it's very odd how Sky News only ever refers to men. It gives you absolutely no details about them. And it said, the police are looking for men, even though presumably the victim has eyeballs and told them something about what they looked like or sounded like.
You don't know the way.
Yes, I do.
Do you know the way?
I know the way.
You have to have Ebola to know the way.
Yeah, probably sounded something like that, I'm guessing. Right, before we talk about the Irish, let's quickly cover this because I did dig the story up on another website. They've got rid of the easy readable version and you have to watch a video as usual. Needless to say, she was attacked by multiple men. No further details given. The point I'm going to make, you already know it. It's getting boring. It's getting boring talking about it, but I'll do it anyway out of morbid curiosity. Yes, just like with 30 years of aggressive diddling by swarthy gentlemen, blokes like ye and thee and everybody else from, native inhabitants of the United Kingdom, well, anywhere in the Western world, really. Even the French, I mean, they're a bit kinky, but they don't just call the friends and relatives up and go, Zut alors, I have a young girl above my kebab shop. And then every male relative comes round and the sisters and the wives help lube them up. That's how some communities operate, ladies and gentlemen. So when you see a story like this with light, which is light on details, and they tell you that there was multiple men in a big gang, like Dave, Bob and Alan, saw a young vulnerable woman and they all just thought nothing of breaking multiple laws together in a big gang, like that's normal. No, it's not normal. It's not normal. In civilized countries, these people are shunned. These people are frowned upon. They have to do it in the shadows. Christ, even bank robbers and drug dealers look down on diddlers, which is why they put them in special little circumstances in prisons, and that's where the term nonce comes from if you live under a rock. No one thinks we don't have surprise sex enthusiasts, but they work on their own. Because if even my best mate, I was best man at his wedding, if he rang me and said, you fancy going out, grabbing a teenager, dragging her into a graveyard, bending over old Edna's gravestone, and then, regardless of what she thinks of the state of affairs, quickly donkeying one into her, you fancy having a pop? No, doesn't happen, does it? Your mate wouldn't ask, you wouldn't join in. That's not the way we operate, because we aren't savages. We aren't lusty cavemen with zero power over our own conkers. We don't let them rule our entire brain case. So we do it the old-fashioned way. We go up to them in a pub, ask them if they want to have a drink, and they say, piss off, you hairy northern twat. Your head must weigh 6 stone. Or words to that effect. Maybe that was just me. Anyway, so that we know what happened there. No point covering it. Every hour of every day, all across the Western world, women and kids and blokes, we've all seen them stories, they're getting violated, robbed, beaten, assaulted, stabbed, murdered every hour of every day across the entire Western world by foreign men with criminal backgrounds. The government doesn't care. They do it on purpose. They turn a blind eye because they're importing the voters. There was just a terrible one over here across the pond with a Haitian battering some bird to death with a hammer. I was going to make a video on it, but YouTube can't talk about anything like that. Heaven forbid you tell people what's going on in the world. Let's get to Ireland before I blow a gasket. Quick plug for my old pal Derek. He did a fantastic job on that, Iron Did a Brink. I'll put a link to that in the description and you can watch his take on events. It sums it up brilliantly. But for my part, let me do my best to explain things in a slightly more irate manner than a pleasant, jovial Irish chap like Derek. You've all heard the news. There's been loads of protests. People are pissed off. They're pissed off in every country in the Western world. But the Irish have got more balls than the rest of us. So they're actually doing something about it. And as you would expect, authoritarianism, tyranny, it's all they've got left. We knew this was going to happen. It's what they always do. It's what they did with Trudeau and the Canadian truckers. It's what Starmer did after Southport, because heaven forbid, you get a little bit upset about children being butchered like animals by imported men from Rwanda. They crush you when you dare show your ass to the government. They crush you. It's all they've got left. It's the dying throes of a tyrant. It's what they always do. They never walk it back to them. They never, ever, ever do it. Read a history book if you think I'm talking bollocks. They don't push and push and push and ignore and ignore and ignore, and then suddenly, random Tuesday, they just go, you know what? We were wrong for the last 30 years. Yeah, you were right. We were lying to you the whole time. We'll all just leave. That doesn't happen, does it? So obviously, they called in the army and they are removing the blockades by force. There are multiple stories about it this morning. This Guardian one was updated just 39 minutes ago. They said hundreds of coppers and the military were deployed on O'Connell Street on the 6th day of protests, and they are moving them by force. They will beat you, they will batter you, they will gas you, they will fill you in, they'll drag you off to a cell. They will behave in the way that they should be behaving when people viciously attack women and children, but they don't do that. Because if someone doing that has a little bit of a tan, well, it's controversial to do anything about it, isn't it? So you do what Keith Vaz did, and you ignore it for 30 years and go and get rogered by a washing machine repairman. Brilliant. Love that. The Guardian reports is to make it all about fuel because they lie in mainstream media. It's not all about the fuel. The fuel is just one issue of many. The real issue is the government not listening on every issue all of the time. It's not just about fuel, is it? Think about it. And the government do nothing but lie. I seen some great footage about it yesterday where their PM and all the top ministers were in front of a camera lying their asses off, saying, oh, they're stopping sick people getting to see their loved ones. Oh, they're stopping people getting to hospitals. They're stopping starving people from eating. It's all lies. If you believe it, you're as thick as dehydrated whale spunk. They didn't care about letting you see your loved ones when the pandemic was happening, did they? They were more than happy to let Granny curl her toes up in a shed surrounded by coppers when that was going on. But all of a sudden, the lads are getting pissed off and they're going, oh, these people don't want you to see your granny. If you believe any of it, you're an imbecile. You can tell it's not an ambulance. You can see what the vehicles are carrying with a cursory glance. If you stood in a line with all your mates and an ambulance is coming and you go, oh, look, it's an ambulance with a bloke in the back, you let the ambulance through, don't you? But if it isn't, if it's 500 gallons of diesel, you go, oh, that's not getting through. It's not rocket science, is it? If you can't tell the difference between a carrot and a 50-gallon barrel of diesel, you've got worse eyesight than Keir Starmer. And apparently he didn't notice when a Ukrainian rent boy was sticking his cock through his letterbox. All right, so don't piss in my face and tell me it's raining, okay? You're being lied to. Buckle up. Boys and girls, it's going to get much, much, much worse than this. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what happens. In 10 years, have driven me from a boring centre-left Obama and Bernie are good guys to I will laugh my arse off when none of our MPs feel very comfortable to walk the streets without 5 coppers with MP5s behind them. And just remember, they're allowed armed response teams, but you aren't. You're not allowed a crossbow. You're not allowed a crowbar. You're not allowed a set of boxing gloves. Unlucky. You have to laugh, or else you'd go mental with a machine gun in somewhere crowded. So I suggest you do that first one instead, lads. All right. Thanks for tuning in, though. That'll do you for the day. I'm back in the chair, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Toodle pip. Cheers.